Hi everyone. Today we are going to see about the relations of the thyroid gland. First up, we are going to draw the thyroid gland cross section. Just behind the thyroid gland is the trachea. Trachea consists of C-shaped cartilages. So I'm going to draw the trachea. Just behind that, C-shaped cartilage on the back side united by the trachealis muscle. Still more behind, you're going to see the esophagus. You're going to see the esophagus. Esophagus begins at the level of C6 vertebra as a continuation of pharynx, the laryngopharynx. So, you can make out the section of the thyroid gland and the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. This is a trachea. This one is the esophagus. Esophagus. Right? The junction between the esophagus and the trachea, this area is called as tracheoesophageal groove, and this tracheoesophageal groove contains a nerve here. This area is tracheoesophageal groove. It contains a nerve. The name of the nerve is recurrent laryngeal nerve. So this one is recurrent laryngeal nerve. Laryngeal nerve. So on either side you can see the recurrent laryngeal nerve located in the tracheoesophageal groove. So first draw the thyroid gland, then draw the trachea, then draw the esophagus, then you can draw the recurrent laryngeal nerve that is located in the tracheoesophageal groove. Now the first covering of the thyroid gland is obviously the true capsule. The true capsule is the one that is formed by the condensation of the gland. So it is formed by the true capsule, which is very close to the gland. The true capsule is actually very close to the gland. That's a true capsule. But the false capsule is little away from the gland, which is derived from the pretracheal fascia. So here is a false capsule. The false capsule that you could make it out is derived from the pretracheal fascia that surrounds the gland. So the pretracheal fascia is this one. The pretracheal fascia is this one, which is nothing but the false capsule. Remember, the false capsule is always outside. The true capsule is a condensation. So pretracheal fascia is nothing but the false capsule. The one that drew it in light green color, this is a true capsule. This is a true capsule, which is very close to the gland, formed by the condensation of the gland. So now few relations. We are going to take up the posterior medial surface. So this surface that I'm going to see is the posterior medial surface. This is the posterior lateral or the lateral surface. This is the lateral surface. This is the lateral surface. This one is the posterior lateral or simply posterior lateral surface. This is the lateral or the superficial surface, and this one is a medial surface. Okay, so medial surface is related to two tubes, the trachea and the esophagus. It is related to two nerves, recurrent laryngeal, one more nerve is external laryngeal nerve. And muscles, again two muscles it's related. One is the two muscles that are related. The two muscles that are related are the inferior constrictor of pharynx and cricothyroid. cricothyroid. The two nerves that are related will be recurrent laryngeal nerve and external laryngeal nerve. So two tubes will be trachea, which is nothing but the continuation of larynx, esophagus, which is nothing but the continuation of laryngopharynx. So these are the structures that are actually related to this surface, which is medial surface. So this one is the posterolateral surface that you're going to see, and this one is a lateral or the superficial surface. This one. The posterolateral surface is related to what? Posterolateral surface is related to the carotid sheath. It's related to the carotid sheath. You might be knowing very well about the carotid sheath, which contains the common carotid and internal carotid artery, not the external carotid artery, common carotid and internal carotid artery, and it contains a nerve on the lateral aspect, which is the internal jugular vein, and a nerve in between that and posterior to it. So this one is the vagus nerve. So you're going to see the vein laterally, the carotid artery medially, and the nerve in between. Got it? So this is a simple relation for the posterolateral surface. Coming to the superficial surface, what I want to see immediately in front is a muscle called as sternothyroid. You're going to see a muscle called as sternothyroid on either side. Sternothyroid is a muscle just in front of sternothyroid. These are all the strap muscles that I want to see in the muscular triangle of the neck. And just in front of that, you're going to see two more muscles. One is the sternohyoid, the other one is the superior belly of omohyoid. Sternohyoid, superior belly of omohyoid. Got it? Label the muscle. This muscle that I want to see is sternothyroid. This is sternohyoid. This is superior belly of omohyoid. Superior belly of omohyoid. This is sternothyroid. Got it? So that applies to both the sides. Just overlapping these muscles little laterally, you're going to see a large muscle of the neck. The muscle is going to be, know it very well, this is sternocleidomastoid. This muscle is sternocleidomastoid. This sternocleidomastoid is actually surrounded by aphasia. Aphasia splits to enclose the muscle and again unites, comes to the midline. Okay, again here on the right side you could see that it is actually splitting, enclosing. What is this layer? This layer is nothing but the investing layer of deep cervical fascia. This is the investing layer of deep cervical fascia. Got it? The relations are very easy. Superficial surface is actually related to the sternothyroid, sternohyoid, superior belly of omohyoid, sternocleidomastoid. We're going to go with the posterior lateral surface. It's a carotid sheath and its contents. We're going to come to the medial surface. Two tubes, two nerves. One is recurrent laryngeal, the other one is external laryngeal, and two muscles. One is related to the pharynx, which is inferior constrictor. The other one related to the larynx, that is the cricothyroid muscle. Okay, these are the relations of the thyroid gland. Thank you.